Hello and welcome back to the Unreal SMP. I've just built this skelly farm, but we can't leave it like this. Hopefully you'll have just seen a time lapse of me building this tunnel. And this is it. It's pretty basic on the outside for now. And we went hard with the detailing. We might have even over detailed it a little bit. But I just wanted some water flowing down here, and I just wanted it to look really overgrown. And we've added whatever these are. I never remember. Dripstone. That's the name. Dripstone and some packed mud. And down here we've added some more of the different variants that I said's added in the pack. So this is cut granite. I could be wrong, but I think that's from Create. And down here, this is where the skeletons are going to come out. They're going to drop down this tube. I really like the idea of doing maybe like a skeleton skull here. But I'm not sure if that's going to work with the redstone that I want to do. I've got these two pistons here, and I want it to pull back and forth and change modes. So right now it would be in AFK mode, so I can AFK down here and we'll get some bones in this chest. And then it will swap to being XP, which we won't always need, but for now we do. And the problem is that we need sticky pistons, I'm pretty sure. There's also this, which is from Create, I believe. It's a powered latch, and I'm hoping that we can swap between the states using this. But first, to get the slime, I think we're gonna dip our toe into Create for the first time. So I've made these very basic machine elements, let's call it. So this is a mill, and you can grind things up in this. This is like the basic version. There's a harder one that you make later on. And if I just pick this up actually, you can hold W on it and it shows you how it works. And we don't have any power yet, so the way we're going to do this is with a hand crank. And it's as simple as that. We should get... We've got this wheat flour now. And next, what we want to do is we want to put some tulips in here. I know this doesn't really make sense right now. It's like, what has this got to do with slime? But hopefully it will soon. Look at the recipe and it gives us this alternative recipe here, which is dough and lime dye. And there we have it, slime. So we've added these blocks here that are going to pull these back and forth. So we can either have it in XP mode, where we just kill them and get the XP, or we can swap it over and have AFK mode, and they'll die, and the good bits will be able to go under here. We need to just put a hopper minecart on top of there. I've gone ahead and covered up the redstone here, and I've swapped out the lever for a pressure plate. So now it's in AFK mode. So they're just dying and it's collecting all the bones. Or I can come in here and get right up to it, and then I'll be able to just get as much XP as I want when they finally decide to drop down. I've put the collection system down here. I say collection system, it's just a bunch of chests for now. And this is just what we've got just from actually building the farm, which isn't bad at all. I've used this blue terracotta here because it doesn't connect to slime blocks, so this can move back and forth here without moving these blocks here. I think now what I want is to just break into here and make like a little enchanting setup, but first of all we're going to need some leather. Right, so I think I'm going to leave it here. There's always more to be done, but I don't want to overdo it either. I think this looks nice and natural. It's a nice balance. And I've been hitting skellies here, and I've managed to get myself 30 levels. And it was slow, but it is only early game after all. I am having the worst luck with diamonds, but I managed to make a diamond pickaxe. So we're going to go to the enchanter, and we're just going to keep enchanting until we get Fortune 3. This took so long. So this is why it's so important to get Fortune. So I've got 11 diamonds on me right now that we've found so far. And this is a cluster of 3, I think. Yeah, just 3. So let's see how many we get. I'm going to be really unlucky. Are we really going to be that unlucky? Okay, so we got 4. We got 4 out of 3. But we've actually had a lot better luck than that. But either way, I'm glad we've got Fortune now. When I've not been working on the skelly farm, I've just been adding a few little details around here. I added these planters here. And this isn't just to look good, but it's also going to be a good way to get potatoes and a food source. I've done a little bit of interior. Not much. Just a floor, really. And I've sorted out my chests because they were getting crazy. Just done the basic thing, and I've used barrels on the side here for just a bit of extra storage as well. And I'm sure you're wondering what this dirt block here is for, and that is to keep something inside. I also have these 2 things on my hotbar. I have an enchanting book, a mending, and a blueprint. Now these were both from Supermark, and he very nicely brought them over for me. And he said he just happened to have this enchanting book in his inventory, but I'm not sure that's quite true. And the blueprint, I'm going to explain that, but first we need to go upstairs. I said to you the last time that I spoke to you that we were going to go get some villagers. And the closest village is about 1,000 blocks away, and we would have had to do that trip twice. And a mending book and a blueprint is not all that Supermark brought us. He also brought these guys over for us. You can click on them. So now we're kind of locked into this interaction, and we can do different things, so we can talk to them. Ooh, she's a librarian. Okay. Oh, I think we'll be keeping away from these ones and just staying friends. Put them in the friend zone for now. And trade just like normal. So right now she's got Smite 3. You've got a family tree as well. I don't know how any of this works, but we will get there. And interact. So I think I can give them stuff, and I can also like tell them, follow me. And they'll start to follow me and stay there and stuff. Yeah, you guys stay up here. I've temporarily blocked them in for now, just because I think some weird stuff happens if they get infected. It's not like normal villagers. I think there's some weird stuff that we have to do, and there's a big boss that we eventually have to fight. So before we dive into the villager stuff anymore, I want to build these guys a house. If we look here, we can see a catalogue, and this is different types of buildings. And we're going to use this as kind of like a guide for building our little town / city here. And the first one, the most simplest one, is storage. So we need a building that has 4 chests and a lectern. We also want to build these guys a house as well. They need a place to stay, and that's something that it requires if we want to get more villagers as well. So before we dive into any more villager stuff, I think what we want to do is get our first building up in our little town. This is the house all finished, and there is some weird stuff going on in the background. I have never seen 2 wandering traders at the same time before. I don't know if that's a modded thing or a bug, but it is weird. Now, This style isn't something that I'm really used to or comfortable with, but I wanted to push myself out of that comfort zone and try something a little bit new. It's small and it's got a lot of detail on it. So we've just tried to do like a gradient here, and this is something that I saw B-dubs do, where he added like the mossy cobble and the moss and then covered it in leaves. And I've tried to make it lighter around the edges so that it kind of like then blends into the rest of the build. I think it's worked. I like it. So we're just gonna go with it. And then we've got like a drain pipe here. And yeah, so this is gonna be the storage building, as you can see. And I actually really love this build, even though it's completely something that I wouldn't normally do. And again, with the gradients here, so I've started with the darker on the corner as if it's faded away, and then added a little bit of this smooth sandstone, and then it fades into the bone block, which I think looks good. So this is going to be like a little living area for the villagers. Up here, we're just going to throw some beds down. Oh, can I do this like this? Yeah, so I'm happy with this. And down here is going to be like the storage area. So I'm going to do like rows of shelves with storage on. It's not going to be a real storage area. This is all just going to be like for aesthetics and just to fill this whole area out. And I added this little ladder here. This is something that one of my friends, Kayen, said would be a good idea. And I think this really adds something. It's not something I would have thought of, but they would have needed like a way to get up here and like clean the chimneys and stuff like that. And I've added like some aerials, and maybe that's like a weather vane. There's just one thing here behind me that I think's missing. So let's do this, shall we? There we go. Did that look cool? I hope that looked cool. Yep, there we go. Just a couple of really simple trees. I'm gonna pop these round everywhere. And I went simple because I don't want to spend forever building custom trees. I love building them, but I tend to go quite big and then end up getting really burned out and not wanting to build anymore. So that's why, again, I've gone for quite a simple, small build, because I want to fill this whole area with different houses and lots of different things. And I want to build a bridge over here. I want to go diagonal, which I know is going to be really annoying, but I think it could look really cool. And then we can get some paths in here and really connect these two houses. So before we wrap up here, I just want to really quickly... I'll come out the back here, and I want to do a little notice board because I've got lots of ideas and I don't want to get carried away and forget them, and this always seems to be the best way to just jot down some ideas. So 1, 2. Okay, so the idea of this is that I've got a little map here that I've done first of all. So let's pop this here. And there we go. So I've got this little map. This is planning out our area here. So we've got these two little buildings for now. And that's where our little bridge will go. And I just want to put down some signs. And I've also want to put this here. So this is the blueprint. I showed you this earlier. So this has got the catalogue for all the builds that we want to do. So this is a really good guide for some of the builds. But there's a lot on here that it doesn't have. So for example, I want to do ore processing. I cannot spell. Not gonna fit. Oh, okay, I've probably spelled that wrong, but let's just go with it. Ore processing. We want an energy plant. I don't think that's gonna be the right term for it. Or mill. We also want a mine, like a mine shaft, but like a proper big mine, and I want it to go in this area here, There's like a big open area where we've actually been going down to mine already. But I want a big crane that's going down, and I think that with create, we could even get it to like bring stuff up as well. This is where you guys come in. I want your ideas, just anything to fill out this town. Anything that makes sense, that could be really cool and add to this place. Okay, I'm going to leave this here for today, but I'm really excited about the things that we've been doing and all the great stuff that we're going to do as well. Okay, so don't forget to come back for episode 3. Bye!